On the way down the Mississippi, I had become acquainted little by little with the pilot, a man named Horace Bixby. Pretty soon I was doing a lot of steering for him on his daylight watches. I went to him to ask if he would take me on as an apprentice. He said he would, for $500. $100 of which was to be paid up front, and the other $400 once I started receiving wages after my apprenticeship was up. We shook hands on the deal, and I entered upon the enterprise of learning 1,200 or 1,300 miles of the great Mississippi River with the easy confidence of my time of life. If I had really known what I was about to require of my faculties, I should not have had the courage to begin. I supposed that all a pilot had to do was to keep his boat in the river, and I did not consider that could be much of a trick since it was so wide. But learning the river was not as easy and carefree an undertaking as floating down the Mississippi on a borrowed raft. I had to learn every nook and bend and snag of the river between New Orleans and St. Louis, going up river and down, by night and by day. At times it seemed beyond my capacity to cram such a wealth of knowledge into my brain. I recall complaining to Bixby at one point, "I haven't got brains enough to be a pilot, and if I had, I wouldn't have strength enough to carry them around unless I went on crutches." In spite of my misgivings, I eventually did learn the river and became a good average pilot and received my license. What would have become of me if not for meeting Bixby when I did, and he being of a mind at that time to take me on as an apprentice? I should have drifted into the ministry or the penitentiary or the grave or somewhere, and should not have been heard of again. This was one of the major turning points of my life.